Hey everyone, Graham Langdon here. I wanted to make a video today about some of the research I've been doing around ancient lakes in the Sahara, ancient rivers in the Sahara, and actually proof that the Richat Structure was an ancient lake with an ancient river that flowed directly from it to the ocean, and include some of the evidence I've found as well of freshwater fossils around the Richat and some radiocarbon dates that have been shared on Wikipedia. There's actually an excellent article in Nature on the Green Sahara, and they have this map of African lake levels around 9,000 years before present, and that's what we're looking at here, and I've linked to the Nature article in the description so you can check this out for yourself. But what's really interesting about this is that you see this ancient lake that was much higher here on the left. And when we overlay the map of Africa with the Richat Structure, look at that. The Richat Structure is right inside this ancient lake, which was much higher than today. So, folks, the Richat Structure was an ancient lake in Africa. There's no question about it. They've found the freshwater fossils. They've dated them to the time of Atlantis. This map here that's available to everyone on Nature shows that the Richat Structure was an ancient lake 9,000 years ago. Not only that, but there's an article in The Guardian about ancient rivers in the Sahara that have been discovered that are now dried up. And I've linked to this article in the description as well. And I have here a map of an ancient river system that you can see. And this river system here flowed directly to the ocean. And it was a massive, absolutely massive river. Now I've overlaid this map of the ancient river of the Sahara onto my map. And what do you know? It flowed right through the Richat Structure. Look at that. So not only was the Richat Structure an ancient lake, but an ancient river flowed directly from it to the ocean. So right now I'm on Wikipedia, and I'm going to just pull up the page on the Richat Structure. And if you scroll down, you can see under the archaeology section that the gravelly deposits consist of mixture of slope and scree, debris flow, and fluviatile or even torrential flow deposits. So that's interesting right there that they mention torrential flow deposits. And then it goes on to say the finer grained sandy deposits consist of Aeolian and Playa Lake deposits. The latter contain well-preserved freshwater fossils. And then it says numerous concordant radiocarbon dates indicate the bulk of these sediments accumulated between 15,000 and 8,000 years BP. So this aligns perfectly with the time that Atlantis supposedly existed and was destroyed. 14,000 years before present would basically equate to 12,000 years BC that Atlantis supposedly existed. So here you have numerous concordant radiocarbon dates indicating that freshwater fossils accumulated between 15,000 years BP, which is essentially 1,000 years before Atlantis supposedly was destroyed, through the destruction of Atlantis and even somewhat after Atlantis. So when I was in the Richat Structure recently, I was taken to a museum in Chinguetti where they showed me, and Chinguetti is about 50 miles from the Richat Structure, and I was browsing various artifacts, and they had what appeared to be a freshwater fossil there in the museum. As it states on Wikipedia, numerous concordant radiocarbon dates of well-preserved freshwater fossils indicate the bulk of these sediments accumulated between 15,000 and 8,000 years BP, which aligns precisely with the timeline of Atlantis and its destruction. So what does this mean? This means that at least as recently as 9,000 years ago, the Richat Structure was actually an ancient lake. And not only that, but a massive ancient river flowed from it directly to the ocean. Now these are proven facts, folks. I've linked to both the article in Nature and the article in The Guardian that both detail the ancient lake systems of Africa and the ancient river systems of Africa. And you have the freshwater fossils from within the Richat that date to the time of Atlantis as well, which anyone can cross-reference on Wikipedia. So yes, the Richat was an ancient lake at the time of Atlantis. That doesn't necessarily mean that it was Atlantis. I think that would be making a preemptive assumption. I think a lot more work needs to be done at the site. I'm going to keep researching the site. I'm planning a trip back within the year. We need to get archaeologists out there. We need to get geologists out there. I'm going to keep bringing you my own independent research. You want to stay on top of it? Like and subscribe.